The following stream has been approved for all puzzle audiences by the puzzle general community.
Hello, puzzle fans, and welcome once again to the Puzzle General Tetris Attack Speedrun Tournament 2021. Today, we've got a great lineup for all of you, starting off with live matches back to back here. Got a double header. First up, Group A, WiredWicky versus Bumbledon. We've got quite a bit of action here. And quite a bit of implications for the group. We will get into all that here in the next couple minutes. Joining me on commentary, I am Tetris Attacker. You can call me TA. Yes, I'm named for this game. Joining me is Foxy Man. How you doing, Foxy?
Hey, what's up, Tetris Attacker? I'm Foxyman here, and I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen in Group A. We have seen relatively few matches from Group A so far, and it's the largest group with 5 members in it. So really, it's wide open, and especially WiredWicky is expected to do some interesting things, and I'm excited to see how he'll play today, especially against Bumbledon, who's a bit of a newcomer to our scene. So lots of
Absolutely.
exciting stuff coming up.
Yeah, this group's left a lot of the action for the end of the group stage for these last couple weeks, so it's gonna be real good. But first, let's kick over to our good friend Cards of the Heart has a quick explainer video for those of you who are stumbling across this and not quite as familiar with how we play this game that we love here. Take it away, Cards.
Tetris Attack is a match 3 puzzle game released for the Super Nintendo in August 1996 for North America and November 1996 for Europe. It was also broadcast on the Japanese Teleview service from November 1996 until the service was discontinued in June 2000. As a match 3 puzzle game, if you match at least 3 of the same panel either horizontally or vertically, the panels will disappear. To win, however, you'll need to do more than simply match 3 at a time. You need to make combos and chains to not only prevent your gradually rising stack from reaching the top of your playfield for a time, but also send garbage to your opponent to make their stack reach the top of their playfield. You make combos by matching more than 3 panels in a row at the same time. They don't keep your stack from rising for very long, but they do send small garbage blocks to your opponent that can quickly add up if stacked correctly. You make chains by linking sets of 3 or more matches together. Make a set of panels disappear and then have the panels directly above them fall into another match. Not only does this keep your stack from rising for a longer period of time, but it will also make thicker garbage blocks that will be more effective at actually filling out your opponent's stack to the top. If your stack reaches the top of your playfield and the game tries to break the stack through the top, you lose, so you want to avoid this at all costs and force it on your opponent as much as possible. To beat these computer opponents, you'll have to either make sure that they run out of time while their stack is completely topped off, send so much garbage to your opponent so that they can no longer make a move, or send garbage to your opponent in such a way so that they think they can no longer make a move. That said, due to the way this game handles combo garbage as well as the overall speed of these opponents, you will almost exclusively see our players make them run out of time through timely garbage attacks. Easy mode has 10 stages, normal mode has 11 stages, and hard and V-hard, as we call it, have 12. In this tournament, players will be racing through those stages to get to the end as fast as they can. The first player to defeat the final opponent wins the race. The first player to win a predetermined number of races wins the match. Best of luck to all of our players.
All right, so we are having ourselves a speedrun tournament here. A little bit different format this year, so we want to run down before all of our races here. Make sure everyone's aware of what we're doing. All of our matches are going to be in the one-player versus mode, like we like to do. We are not PvP. We are each running against our respective computer opponent AI and trying to finish as quick as we can, racing each other's clock. We are in the group stage of the tournament here. So 4 round robin groups, each with 4 or 5 participants in them. Our 17 participants have been broken up that way, and each match will be a best of 5. We're making it a little different this year, breaking out all the different game level speeds. V hard is the most popular and the most familiar to most of these runners, but everyone's had to practice up a little bit here, as we've got all 4 modes, and all of them will be played if you go to a game 4. Game 5 would be on any level, since all 4 had been taken. And the drama here is that the players agree on their first round, and then loser picks the next difficulty going forward after that. So there's a little bit of gamesmanship and drama in each match, as players select what they think is going to give them the most advantage in their play style or against their opponent's play style. We have a couple more weeks in here in our group stage, and by the end of it, we will have the top 2 players from each of those 4 groups will advance to the final bracket, and we will go from there. Today's matchup has some implications. So Group A is that group with the extra person in it. So it's got extra matches all around, more drama, more fun, and a lot of them have not been played yet. So we are going into a big stretch of a lot of action flying around. There is the match today you'll see is WiredWicky's first match, but he is quickly going to start filling out this board and start putting some shape to how this group might turn out. Foxy, any thoughts on this Group A here, as we're really, in a sense, just starting to get into the thick of what they've got going on here?
Yeah, I think this group is just wide open at this point, and I'm really excited for today's match, and we'll go ahead and get into that now. We have WiredWicky, who is actually the 2nd seeded person in this group, versus Bumbledon, which is the 3rd seeded person in this group, and only the top 2 seeds will advance. So this is really one of the most crucial matchups in this group. You'd like to think that whoever wins this match today is the one who's going to advance with Cards of the Heart, assuming that he's able to keep his spot. We'll see that later today, I guess. But yeah, I guess what do you have to say about each of these players coming into this match today?
Yeah, the 8th overall seed and the 9th overall seed fighting for what is presumably the 8th and final advancing spot into the bracket is always going to be tight. And you look at their qualifying ranks, you look at their personal bests. There's not a lot of room between these two here. WiredWicky, a longtime member of the speedrunning community, dating tournament all the way back, you see there in 2018, and Bumbledon, a relative newcomer to the scene, but clearly not a newcomer to the game. Some skills, some times that have been put up, simply just in qualifying here for this tournament. So these are going to be some good matches today, and all indications are that they're going to be very close, and will probably come down to the wire on at least a few, if not every round.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is one of the matchups that I have the least experience with how each of these players play. WiredWicky, he's a bit of a veteran to the scene, but I've come only very recently to the speedrunning community, so I haven't really gotten a chance to see him play too much. And Bumbledon, this is his first appearance in a tournament, so really anything can happen, but we've already seen him put up really good qualifying times. So I guess without further ado, let's stop projecting and let's get into the action here and see what
Absolutely.
they'll actually put together in this match today. And yeah,
All
this
right.
just a reminder, this is happening live, so I'll go ahead and let the competitors know that we're ready for them to start, and then we should be getting something going here soon.
Absolutely. Starting out on V hard, as I mentioned before, for most runners, this is actually the most familiar mode to them. Kind of the warm blanket of comfort for a lot of these runners. Dealing with some of the other modes is not as familiar to them. This is also one of the most competitive modes on the leaderboards, and both of them have very similar times. So this is going to get interesting, especially as the late game on V hard brings in the randomness and those big swings. All right. Looks like we are going here. I think Foxy, you're gonna adjust the timing just a little bit here so they're more in sync.
Oh, right. Yeah, about a 10-second delay it seems on Wiki's side,
Yeah,
but
it was about 7 seconds that Bumble was ahead.
oh, and we should also get some game audio in here. That'll be coming up real shortly.
All right. Neither player getting the Lakitu start that they want. 26 on Wiki's side, not too bad. Bumbledon, frankly, Lakitu is a troll. There's not much more that we can say to that. Anyone who's run this game, it's true. There's no fighting it. That's just how how Lakitu rolls sometimes. Wiki over here on Bumpty got himself a little bit of a big chain. He went long, thicker on that garbage block than I would have thought, but it did the job, so we will take it. Not too bad on Bumble's side either. 19. These runners are going to be looking for times. In the teens would be preferred, but pretty much anything under 20, and you're doing well. You want to simply avoid the catastrophic stage, the minute plus that frankly the cave levels can do to you no matter what you do. But you want to mitigate that wherever you can. 18, 12 on Bumbledon's side, catching a little bit of time here.
Yeah, and we had some good doggies right there. Poochie, notorious for being a bit of an annoyance in the early stages. Not exactly sure why, but maybe it's just the first two stages. Usually you're on finally a good pace or something, and then Poochie just always screws it up. But we're seeing both these players are starting really strong so far.
All right.
Bumbledon
Nice.
a little bit slow on topping Wiggler off, but Wiki quickly gets all the panels on the opponent there and will move on to Froggy just a bit earlier.
Yeah. Did we get the timing a little bit synced, or is Bumbledon still a few seconds ahead?
I think Bumbledon's still a few seconds ahead.
Okay.
I'll probably just leave it like that for
remember-
now.
Yeah, remember that, and we may be able to adjust that for the future ones, but Bumbledon's stream is about 7 seconds ahead, so we are looking at a little bit of, well, they're probably about tied right now, actually.
But yeah, just
All
a
right.
little after 3 minutes coming out of the frog. That's usually what I like to see in a kind of solid run pace. So both these players still doing pretty well, both showing that they have the consistency.
Not that kind from Frog on either one, though. Froggy just trolling a little bit, but yeah, as you said, they're showing the skill. They're definitely, in spite of the the computer AIs, they're definitely getting the job done here. Oh, unfortunate clear for Wicky's Blarg there. He didn't quite have him topped off and lost a little bit of time, but good follow-up. Oh no! Bumbledon took the loss. He had a little bit of a towers on his side, and Blarg just got him with a couple pieces of small combo garbage up top, and just Bumble didn't quite have the top cleared back out in time. Didn't quite have the stop time I think he thought he had.
Yeah, that definitely caught me off guard. I thought Bumbledon maybe got the quick kill or something, but yeah, a loss is going to hurt in these races, which are only 12 stages. Of course, as you know, no lead is ever fully safe in Tetris Attack, but one stage can mean a lot, and the cave trolls equally, so you always want to be as kind of early as possible on these opponents when getting into the cave.
And Galloping Conch will be happy over there. Wiki getting a crush kill on Lungefish.
Yes, I believe now it's even possibly known as a conch kill. he has been tracking.
Has to be on Piranha.
I see,
but he's been tracking them as the former king of crushes. I think so far Tayman's actually got the most in this tournament. I don't know what it is about their play style that encourages more crush kills, but they will take it. One of the valid ways to take care of one of these opponents is make sure they simply don't have any more matches to do. Minute 10 on Bumbledon after the loss to Blarg has set him back quite a ways. Let's see if he can rally himself here, get that salt behind him, and really catch up. He's entering Lunge pretty much as Wiki is leaving Raph, so he's not quite the patent pending 2-stage lead for Wiki, but pretty close at this point.
Yeah, and you've got to be feeling good if you're Wiki at this stage, because even if you get some trolling stages in the cave, you still have a good amount of buffer to kind of weather through anything there. But he's not getting trolled 13. At this point. 13 seconds on Hookbill. Wow, that is exactly what you want to see.
And I was watching him try to set up a lag chain there, and he simply couldn't find it. And it worked in his favor. The quick kill, just dropping the way he needed it to. He had enough combos there to do the job. You gotta love that when that happens. Okay, a nice setup there. He might have dropped that a little earlier than he meant to.
Just one line short. That could have been a quick kill.
All right, and I see clearing blocks over there on Bumbledon's side. Raphael's not quite topped off and not quite being nice about it, but Bumble's putting together some good response.
Yeah, Bumbledon going in the cave around 7 minutes, and Wiki, another very solid cave stage. He's going to be on pretty good pace here to get about a sub 9 minute time if Kamek and Bowser don't troll, but Bumbledon, on the other hand, is going to hope for some hocus pocus to happen.
Wiki's using the Blarg strats here for the fans. You can change your player character in these cave stages, and most people don't, but going with the Blarg strats doesn't make any difference to gameplay, but the fans love it, which means you got to do it sometimes.
I'm not going to lie, I don't think I've ever played any character other than the default in this one-player mode. Oh,
you lose
Wiki with another kill on Kamek.
Oh no!
Oh, and unfortunately, Bumbledon
Hookbill took him down. Oh no! Not playing up to his normal time standards here, I think, right now for Bumbledon. Maybe a little bit of nerves, maybe a little bit of rust or stiffness in the hands. Maybe a little bit of salt. I don't know what it is, but not playing at the speed that his times would suggest, and getting taken out twice by the AIs hurts no matter who you are.
I have to say, though, I'm really impressed with how Wiki's been performing so far. He's setting up for
Absolutely.
a really good matchup against Cards later today that I'm excited to see after seeing how consistently and how solidly Wiki's been sending all these openings on Bowser, and that's the kill. That looks like a sub
There we
9
go.
time. Officially clocked in at an 8:52. So yeah, about 6 minutes behind, or 6 seconds behind. But yeah, that's a really solid time that you're going to want to
Absolutely.
see moving forward in the bracket stage as well if he can get there.
Yeah, he got trolled a little bit, but mitigated that. And as we've heard time and time again, and as we'll repeat, you just got to make sure you don't get hit by the really bad stages. You do everything you can to avoid them, and he did. Sub 9 is always going to be a respectable time in a no reset tournament format like this, and that's a great way to start it off.
And speaking of, we are going to see our very first star appear after Wiki's win, and that'll happen just like
love
that. What a beautiful little image that Cards the Heart put together for that.
Absolutely a fan of those little bouncing stars. You want 3 on your side, and every single one of them's beautiful. Good follow from Bumbledon here. Cutting off his chain. Try and get Piranha topped as soon as possible. He had him topped, but just not quite enough. Found the clear. And now he's been pinned here for a little bit under the garbage. Making good use of it. Sometimes you end up pinned here and you think you're sending enough garbage and it shows up on the other side and it's only like 3 lines worth. But he's actually been sending a consistent response. And minute 26, getting out of there from Piranha. Put that behind you and go take on some Hocus Pocus. But so far, I mean, watching Bumbledon's side, Wiki seemed to be a lot more consistent. Maybe missed out on some of the quicker kills he might have been able to get. Wasn't quite able to set up some of the more complicated or lag chains that I think he started going for, but was able to consistently get a good follow-up, and I think that's what Bumbledon's been missing here. He's had what I'll definitely classify as speed and quick kill strats, but when they haven't worked out that very first time, his follow simply hasn't been there, and that's something he's going to need to adjust.
And call
crash.
Galloping Conch, because we just got a Conch kill on Kamek, which apparently is the most common opponent to be crush killed during this tournament so far.
Curse you, Kamek. Kamek deserves it. Kamek deserves to get smushed, as we're seeing there in the chat. Smushed. Crush kill.
I can actually
All
play
right.
this
Looks like a
audio
good
for
setup
Bowser
from Bumbledon here. Cut off that chain a little early, but that might still do it. Let's see if Bowser lets it work. Or if he starts down stacking too hard. He is down stacking. Okay, and the rest of that garbage simply didn't get a chance. Bumbledon's throwing a lot of combo garbage. It's all for...
Ooh, the frame
that was
perfect.
enough. Love the frame perfect. So Bumbledon finishing out strong there. Had a few hiccups and a little bit of issue polishing off a couple of those opponents, especially when they got the kill on him. But be able to finish, especially with the Kamek and Bowser back to back like that, that's a good way to shake it off and get ready for the next round.
And the official time clocked in for Bumbledon is a 12:34. So definitely not the time he was hoping for, but hopefully he's able to shake some of that rust off moving into this next round.
Yeah, shake off that salt, shake off that rust, whatever it is that's got getting him. Stand up, walk around for a second, get the nerves down if that's what the issue is. Not sure what it is, but I think a round like that and a finish like that tells me that he should be able to jump right back in and be all right. So sometimes you can just spiral. A death to hook bill. You already had one earlier before the cave. Piranha went over a minute. Sometimes you can start raging, just not playing right, but he dialed it back in, took out Kamek and Bowser, and now it's his choice for round 2.
And they have decided, and Bumbledon, being the loser of that race, has decided to go onto hard mode. So we will get
hard mode.
That race set up for our competitors right now.
The pink background hard mode. For a lot of players, it's honestly an odd one. For me, it's actually the mode that I've played the least out of all the 4. And in my experience, it seems like it doesn't really play like any of the other 4 modes. You'd think, hard to V hard, they play at the same game speed, on a game speed from 1 to 10. Both of them play at a game speed of 6. You'd think it's pretty much the same, but with not as fast AI cursor speed. But it's got some weird quirks. The AI isn't just dumber; they're also weirder, and they make some matches that sometimes a V-hard opponent wouldn't find, and they can just burn time on you. It plays a little bit odd, but it's a familiar game speed, and that's certainly an advantage for a runner who's most familiar with V-hard. And away we go.
I will try to pause Bumbledon's screen and get this synced up.
It was 11 seconds this time.
Should be synced up there.
There we go. Synced. And did we get synced kills? Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Bumbledon's didn't restart.
Little technical difficulties there. Let's put on the audio from
all right, and Foxy's gonna work on fixing that and getting Bumbledon's back up for us.
Stream conked off for a second there, but we will get it back up and going.
Absolutely. All right, so
well,
there we go. Okay, and we're back and we're synced apparently. A little bit longer bumpy. I think Bumbledon's stream maybe ahead again, but that's all right. We're looking pretty close. We'll take it. Starting off with that 6 combo, and that's something that I think Wiki has been seeing a lot of the other runners want to start off with. The 6 combos are important, and a lot of the time you can find a good starter 6 combo. 14 on Poochie. There we go. 20 on Poochie on Bumble's side, so we no Poochie hate today. I don't care what you said, Poochie did nothing wrong.
a little bit of a hesitation on Wiki's side, figuring out how he wanted to start this, but very strong start to begin with. Not quite enough to top off Wiggler, but after this follow-up should be good.
And I don't mind that as a general strategy. If making the first switch right as the timer starts leads you to only fumble around and not actually do something productive. If the alternative is pause for a second, hesitate, and let your brain figure out a plan and then execute, if that's the way you need to go, I've seen some great times off of some more concerted and deliberate planning. And you may take that quick couple seconds, maybe 2 seconds there at the beginning, but if you do it right, you end up with a quick 16 on Froggy, and you'll always take those.
Yeah, for sure. Especially in the hard and V-hard difficulties, it's more about the quality of your attack as opposed to how quickly you get it off, and especially about the timing as well. Whereas in some of the earlier difficulties, if you can get that attack off quickly, it really can do some benefits just because of how slow they are at getting to the first clear. But in these, you just really want a solid attack to start with, and neither player...
In any mode, an effective attack is more important than a quick attack. It doesn't matter how quickly you get it there. If it's only 3 lines and you needed 8, it's not going to do the job. So no matter how you get to it, an effective attack putting enough lines on the opponent is first and foremost. And I think that's been Bumbledon's problem here already here in hard mode again, and it was in V hard earlier. His first attack simply isn't quite enough to finish off, and his follows haven't been as consistent in topping off the opponent. The long froggy there at 108. Wiki didn't have the greatest blarg there on his side, so it's not too much time lost from Bumbledon, keeping it close.
Yeah, we've got just about a one-stage lead on Wiki's side here, which really means if one of them have another kind of on the order of 45 seconds to a minute long stage, anyone could really catch up at any point at this point.
Yep, and we've already seen, and hard may not be quite as variable in the cave as V hard, but it's still got a good amount of variance. You can still have, you can still get hocus pocus for a minute plus. You could still have a 3 minute plus Bowser. All of those things are on the table. So whenever you're in one of these races, and our racers here, whoever's behind is not out until it's over. I jokingly have said you're never on PB pace until you're done with Bowser.
Definitely feels that way sometimes. Bowser has the ability to determine the match, and we've seen that many times in this tournament already.
One more line on Wiki's side. Say it with me, everybody. One more line.
This, not quite a conch kill. He did have second tier, but was close.
He was going up for the second tier, and a little bit quicker AI might have found it, but there wasn't a lot of stop time left there. And Bumbledon had a pretty decent lunge fish, catching a little bit of time up here on Wiki. Probably about a full stage behind right now. And not a great open. I think he dropped that a little bit too soon and not quite finding the follow that he wants. Almost got the quick kill on Wiki's hook build there. Good follow. And he got an 18 off of what potentially could have been really bad if hook build had gotten over there to clear the column. But he capitalized.
Yeah, still about a stage lead, although pushing a little more. So this is going to be an uphill climb for Bumbledon at this point.
Additional blarg strats over here from Wiki.
Yeah, that was a smart place to drop that chain. Although, will the follow-up be enough?
It's going to be close.
Just enough, but unfortunate clear by Piranha Plant.
He only had one clear left, and he found it.
Also, I just noticed again, Wiki going with the blarg strats on the cave here. I wonder if he's up to something and able to get better RNG or something by switching to blarg instead of Yoshi.
I think that's his personal vibe there. He's used blarg for a long time. Something that I very much appreciate. My personal avatar is blarg as well. So just love for the character, I think, in this case. Though if the RNG helps, why not? You'd take it, right?
For sure. Yeah, in fact, I even my blarg split, I just use your name for it. I just call it Tetris Attacker. I don't know if you've ever noticed that before.
I haven't. No, I get too distracted by the fact that you compare against some of best.
Hey, I added 2 columns for that one already, so got enough bullying for that.
Wiki taking out Kamek with a 25, not a bad time at all. You will absolutely take that, especially in a no reset setting here. Going into Bowser. Oh, one more line on Bumbledon's Piranha. One more line. Decent setup here into the 6. He's probably going to go X5 and cut it off. Yeah, I thought he might go a little bit longer, but that was probably a good spot to cut it. But he needs a good follow-up because Bowser downstacked hard. We got clear. And once Bowser's cleared on you once, you're usually in for at least a little bit of a ride. Let's see if he can cut this off. Oh,
Ooh.
Bowser didn't make it. Bowser didn't make it to the second tier.
Yeah, and one
that-
one of the strategies you can go for is whenever you do send a large amount of combos, that does kind of trick the AI into going for those second tier if you have enough lines. And so you see it there, especially on this hard mode when they're not quite quick enough to move up to the top. That can lead to a lot of quick kills like we just saw on Wiki's side.
And nice 19 from Bumbledon on the on that witch, warlock, wizard, sorcerer, using the magic of hate. I don't know. Whatever you want to call that magic Hoopakamic that it's I would say my personal nemesis, but that's not true. It's everyone's personal nemesis. So getting out of there cleanly is always feels good. And we got an 8:31 is the official time over there on Wiki's side. A very respectable hard mode time. Avoiding the most of the trolling that could have happened there. And 22-second finish
That's
from Bumbledon.
Pretty quick kill on
There we
Bowser,
go.
which sets up the 9:53 finishing time, which is still very respectable. Although
Yep,
still, you
much-
gotta think he's hoping to turn this around a little bit for the next one and keep this close as much as he can.
Yeah, I got trolled by one. He had 1 minute plus stage there. You take that out, and you're in the low 9s. That's very good. So certainly playing a little bit better here in hard mode. Shaking off whatever he had that he was dealing with there, putting up some respectable time. But just up against WiredWicky, who's been amazingly consistent so far through 2 rounds.
And it looks like we are going for the reverse in the speed levels. We're going to normal next. So V hard to normal is what Bumbledon's asking for.
There we go. Normal mode. From what I've heard from everybody and what I've experienced myself, tends to be essentially V hard with slow AI. It kind of behaves very similarly, but you're not going to get as punished by the randomness in that mode as you are when you're playing V hard. It's a great training ground if you're looking to get into speedrunning in V hard. Just occasionally you get beat down by how much it hits you. Normal's a great place to learn, and if it's someone who's familiar with just V hard, normal's usually one that you can pick up pretty easily. So I think Bumbledon wanting that familiarity and no one really wanting to deal with easy mode besides a select few of us. I'm raising my hand. I like easy. Sorry. And Wiki getting that second star. There we go.
Yeah, and we'll see if Bumbledon can bring this back on this normal difficulty. But the competitors seem ready, so we are going to jump into this.
All right, let's go. As soon as they are ready, we will get out the gates with this match point for Wiki or break point for Bumble. Let's see if he can get this.
Yeah, Wiki's
This
stream's still a
handled.
bit behind, maybe getting more behind, but I don't want to break any streams again, so I'll just let it be.
Bumbledon's stream refusing to be slowed down. It's the stream is a speedrunner. It has to go fast.
Oh, an unfortunate did not quite send enough on Wiki's side, but Bumbledon gets the 19-second kill.
Yeah, Wiki didn't quite send enough on the follow either. So there we go. I mean,
That 6 combo is
Should
going to
do
take
it
some
now.
stop time, but that's a 24-second time. Not the worst on normal mode, but does hurt a little bit when you typically want these stages to be under 20 seconds if possible.
yeah, in normal mode you can actually, especially the first 6 or 7 stages, you can get some really good times out of these AIs because of their behavior and lack of cursor speed. Even here in this setting, we're gonna see a good number of of 20s, but we're also going to see a good number of 13 to 15s, like that 14 right there from Wiki, bringing back some of that time that he lost there on Lakitu. Not letting Lakitu troll him and put him in a big hole. Got to pick it back up and make it close again here. A couple reminders for those who are less familiar. Normal mode. I mentioned game speed earlier, between 1 and 10. V-hard and hard play on a 6. Normal plays on a 4. So the game engine simply runs a little bit slower. Your stop times will be a little bit longer. The speed at which your blocks break up is a little bit slower, but that gives you a little bit bigger windows to do certain things and drop on the opponent. And we only play through Kamek. No Bowser in this mode. Kamek's the big boss, so one less stage here. Bumbledon's going to need more follow-up than that for Wiggler. Good 5 and a chain, but Wiggler's going to be able to get to a clear here, I think. Yep. And
Yeah.
Wiki with a 19.
And since the first stage, the 24, Wiki's been putting together some solid times and is taking the lead here going into stage 5, Froggy. So far he's looking pretty good, although Bumbledon is also playing pretty consistently compared to some of the inconsistencies he may have had in the previous hard and V-hard modes.
Yep, this mode's looked a lot cleaner for him. Let's see if he can keep that up, keep it close, maybe even eke himself into a little bit of a lead going into the cave here. Not nearly as much variability in the cave as there is in V-hard, but we'll repeat this until we're blue in the face. There's always a chance on any game mode once you get to about Raven that the game can simply troll you, eat time. Sometimes you did everything right and the opponent just starts chaining and has a bunch of stop time, and you can't do anything about that, and you'll lose some seconds there. So as long as it's close, it's anyone's game. You just got to keep it that way for either one of these runners. Bumbledon wanting to make sure he's got a shot here. X4 with some combos. I think he put enough if Blarg doesn't downstack too hard. Where's the follow?
Ooh.
Didn't need it. 19.
And this is
34
definitely
on Wikis.
tightening up. A couple one more
There we
line
go.
situations on Wiki's side leads to an AI clear and allows Bumbledon to catch up right here.
Yep, that's what I was saying. Keep it within, and Bumbledon able to catch a little bit extra time there on Blarg. Little slow, wanted to do something and not make a accidental clear there. X4, ooh, got the 5 and the drop 6. No combos at all in that,
man,
though.
that's a good opener.
Oh, a 13 from Wiki.
That was just the right number of lines, and I think he even had a 7 combo there to follow up.
And Bumble with a lunge fish crush.
So you will start to see a little more variation in the normal opponents as the levels go on and the opponents get quicker and quicker. So if we're going to see any more trolling, we should see it soon. And Bumbledon's going to be hoping for some trolling on Wiki's side, but that's another quick kill, 19 seconds on Raven. Let's see if the opponent can get a clear on Bumbledon's side or if he's going to get the quick kill as well, and he does. Another 19 seconds. They are matching each other's times
from
here.
Raven. Yeah, Bumbledon, remember his stream's a little bit ahead, so he does need to make up some time here.
That was a
But
nice
not a
lag
lot.
chain.
Definitely keeping it close. Oh, that was a beautiful lag chain. I want to frame that and put it up somewhere.
Oh, the unfortunate
awesome.
clear to what could have been about a 14-second kill. But yeah, immediate death after the garbage clears there.
Not enough on Bumble's side, and I think he knew it. He immediately started going into chaining to try and add some more. And Hookbill got the clear once he finally got him topped off. He's got to get something here. There we go. All right, going into Piranha for Wiki. Not quite the open. The chain dropped for him. So let's see how he recovers here and puts together something new. 2. That's still not very much. Combo. When in doubt, spam the combos. Like he's taken that to heart. I just don't think he's found enough to top off Rana.
That might be good.
Go.
This might be a
There
conch kill.
That built up enough.
And that's a normal conch kill on the opponent.
There we go. But that was a 30-second. Meanwhile, Bumbledon 17 over on his side, picking up a little bit of time, but it might be a little too late. We'll see what Kamek does here to Wiki. Bumbledon has to go get a quick Kamek and hope Kamek does something hocus pocusy here on Wiki's side.
That's a quick start
4x.
from Wiki,
cut that
though.
off a little bit sooner than I
clear.
think. Maybe he wanted to cut that, but Kamek with an immediate response. Good follow from Wiki.
And that should be it.
That does it. Bumbledon gonna finish out here on this Kamek.
Official time is a 7:11.
7:11 is a
Very
really
solid.
good time. And
So
a
that's
29-second finish there for Bumbledon, finishing him out at a 7:40. That's a very good time as well. Probably his best race of the night, but he just went up against a Wiki who would not be trolled and did not let the game push him back too hard. That consistency, especially in those follow-ups, making the difference here tonight.
And that will give WiredWicky the 3rd star and the win banner. So that's a great showing on WiredWicky's side to open up the tournament. So he will start up 1-0, and unfortunately Bumbledon will fall to 0-2.
Yeah, and let's in a minute here, let's see if we can get the updated standings. As we look ahead, for those of you here on watching us on live on Twitch, we're about to see Wiki, who may is good and warmed up, go up against Cards the Heart and put some more info into this group for us here. But this was the projected matchup for that fight for number 2 spot to go to bracket, and Wiki putting on a great show of some really good times and advancing in a 3-0 sweep.
Let's we're gonna take a little bit of time to update the score right here. Let's see, where is this? Someone beat me to it seems. So with that, let's see how Group A is looking right now. Actually, did not quite get updated.
Updated one place, but not here, I guess.
Anyways, with that,
yeah, these were the standings coming into this, but you'll add a W there on Wiki after what just happened, and another L on Bumbledon. Unfortunately, with a loss to Cards and to Wiki, the path forward for Bumbledon not looking very promising, and Wiki putting himself in a great position to hold off Bumbledon at least for that spot. Gonna still have some other matches here that can decide in this big of a group. There we go. There's the updated. In this big of a group, there's still a lot of strange math that can happen, and nothing's locked up here yet, but it's starting to take shape.
yeah, and you got to think that if you're WiredWicky, you just took out one of your biggest opponents in order to get to the bracket stage, and so the next biggest opponent is Cards the Heart, who will determine who you'd like to think that will determine who wins this group. And don't touch that dial because we are about to see that group match up next.
Yeah, those of you here with us on Twitch, we'll take a couple minutes to get set up, and we will continue with this. Those of you joining us, watching this on YouTube, check out the rest of the uploads, the whole tournament, their playlist there, and check us out there. Everyone waiting for the additional matches as they come. We have more matches later on today. We have more matches coming. Make sure to keep it tuned to Puzzle General's Twitch channel. Also, Puzzle General's Twitter account will always give you updates of upcoming matches. And if you're not already with us, join us on the Discord. Aspiring runners or those who just enjoy being around the puzzles, come on in and join us. But yeah, any final thoughts before we go here, Foxy?
I mean, we're finally seeing some shape in Group A, so I'm excited to see what will happen with the rest of the group. So yeah,
Absolutely.
Thanks for hanging out, and we will see y'all soon.
And to all of you, happy puzzling and have a good night.